I know how we're going to start this.
Oh boy, hit me with it.
Zach,
Hector.
it's a little reminder for the fans where we're going to lead into this.
Oh
Did
boy.
you know Ghislaine Maxwell got sentenced 20 years in prison for her being Jeffrey Epstein's little petty sidekick?
Did you know they're also not going after any of the clients? Who knows if I'm gonna keep that shit in? Who knows? I'm wilding today. I'm shirtless. I'm feeling myself. Who knows what the fuck is gonna happen? And you know what? That's how we're starting it. That's your hello and welcome. Is I'm shirtless and wilding, and who knows what's gonna happen today? So welcome to another fucking episode of Breaking Down the Tape. I'm actually relatively sober today. That's going to quickly change as I continuously pour myself beers. But I'm Papa Smurf.
I'm Hector, and I need to get my pink lemonade out the fridge.
Guys,
But
this is like a
I am sober. I mean, I got my pen, but I got no alcohol.
this
I
is
might
gonna
take
be
a shot. I might take a shot of tequila though. We do got a little bit of tequila left.
do it. This is a Bizarro World episode. Hector has a shirt on and is sober, and I have a shirt off. I'm in sunglasses and a backwards fitted cap. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? So enjoy the fucking ride. We're just gonna talk sports today, man. We've kind of got an agenda, but as always, we're just gonna be pulling shit out of our ass. And if you don't like it, fucking great. I'm just feeling great today, guys. Hector, start us off, man.
Seriously. Well, let's go right ahead and let's get it out the way. The Avalanche pulled out the Stanley Cup finals and stopped the three-peat of the Tampa Bay Lightning. There is no bolting up.
God thank you. God thank you. I cannot stand dynasties simply because my team isn't one. So I was beginning to hate the Lightning and everyone associated with the Lightning. And so I'm just super fucking excited. But I do have a pretty weird stat about the Avs winning the Stanley Cup Finals.
What is that?
The Detroit Red Wings have won the following year, have won the Stanley Cup Finals the following year every time the Avs have won the Stanley Cup. So if you're a betting man, don't bet on the Red Wings. Still don't bet on the Red. It doesn't fucking matter what history
Don't
says.
bet
Don't
on
do
that
that
team
shit.
for next year.
Don't
Don't
do that
do it.
shit.
Don't do it.
Do what you want.
But
It's your fucking money.
But if you do,
If you wanted a long shot bet based on something relatively in reality, the Detroit Red Wings 100% of the time have won the Stanley Cup after the Avs the very following year. So if you want to fucking
but
throw
in the
your money
books,
away,
Zach said that
that's
the
not
Detroit
hitting,
Red Wings are going to be the best team in hockey next year.
bro. That's I'm not necessarily saying that, but I'm also necessarily not. Also a crazy stat, and I don't remember the guy's name. I think like Corey Price or some shit like that. He's been on the losing end of the Stanley Cup Finals for the last 3 years.
I think I seen something like that.
He's
Yeah.
been on the losing team. He finally, after losing to the Lightning twice, goes to the Lightning just for them to lose to the Avs. That's wild.
He's
Wild.
going to end up going to the Avs just for them to lose to the Rangers.
Just for them to lose to the Red Wings, apparently. I
had to
wish.
slide in the Rangers there.
Oh man. But yeah, man, hockey's been fun, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, apparently people in the know have known the Avs were a good team because apparently they were preseason favorites. Who the fuck knew? Not me. So, I mean, good for them. I'm good for them. I have nothing against the Avs.
Yeah, I mean, if it's as long as it's not Boston or the Penguins, I'm okay with it.
100%. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. 100%.
Or the Islanders, Besides that, like, I really could give a rat's ass who wins it.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously would love for it to be the Rangers, but as long as it's not like the aforementioned team, you can't let your little brother win, right? So there goes the Islanders
and the Jersey Devils.
Boston. Yeah, and fuck the Devils. Yeah, fuck New Jersey. Fuck Boston. Pretty cut and dry there. And fuck the Penguins. Fuck it. Specifically, Pittsburgh's fine, but specifically, fuck Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. Just put a fine fucking point on that.
Yeah, that's kind of like you gotta like pinpoint some of them. Like,
yeah, I've got no issue with Pittsburgh as a whole. Honestly, like my backup football team, because I love defense, is the
yeah,
Steel
but we're
Curtain.
talking hockey here because I like the Steelers, but like when it comes to hockey, just because
yeah,
you know the Penguins is like one of those rivals to the Rangers, that's why I'm just like fuck the Pengs. Like,
yeah, fuck them. It's that simple, man.
But going over to the basketball world, we got a bunch of rattling fucking trades recently in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, you've got to. I'm gonna, after this quick brief monologue, I'm gonna shut my fucking mouth because I know nothing about it. But you're gonna have to fucking explain to me what happened with the draft from the Knicks' perspective, because apparently fans are not happy. And what the fuck is going on? Because apparently, like, I have a very tiny pinky on the pulse of Knicks fans, and there is not happiness right now.
So we had the 11th pick, and we also had, because there's only 2 rounds in basketball.
Sure.
So we had the 11th pick in the first round, and I want to say somewhere in the top 7 or 8 picks, I think, in the second round, something like that. When our pick came up, and I was watching it on my phone a little bit, when the pick came up, they had picked someone like the Knicks would do, like totally from the left field. Everybody was going fucking nuts.
Sure, he played baseball last year.
But no one saw that then the trade came in. It was a trade. So they had picked a player to trade them over to OKC for they traded him and Kemba Walker, and they got someone, and it was a couple swaps, but ultimately they got 3 first-round picks, future first-round picks. So like, yeah, I get it where the fans are like they wanted a pick.
Sure.
To help build on what they have, on what we are building right now, because right now we started good and now it's falling apart again. We're trying to fix it before fucking. I get it where the fans wanted the pick and they want it to be a useful pick. I like the decision more of getting 3 future first-round picks.
I get it. I mean, you win through team building, right? I mean, the Knicks aren't going to get LeBron, right? They're not gonna like pay big money. We've known that for the life of me, I can't remember the owner's name. Is a fucking idiot. He owns the Rangers too. He doesn't pay big. What?
Dolan.
Yes, James Dolan. He's not gonna pay big money, so you might as well build through the draft.
That like Leon Rose, since they signed him as the GM, I like what he's been doing. You know, running that front office. I like what he's been doing. What the Knicks got, they have product. They just got to keep filling in holes, and the only way you can fill in holes is through the high draft picks in the future.
Sure.
This draft wasn't like the craziest draft either when it comes to the amount of talent we've seen in previous drafts.
I've heard that. There wasn't like a standout, like, this is your, like, these guys are the guys to watch. It was from a completely
and then being at the 11th
standpoint.
pick, like, wasn't helping.
Yeah.
Like, unless we were going to try to trade up into like the top, 6 or 7.
Right.
But at that point, we're giving up more than it's worth, because once again, like, you're going to have a couple standout players from this draft, but like, I don't see anything crazy. Coming out of this draft like that. Like Chet Holmgren, people are like going crazy on him. I'm iffy about him.
Fair enough.
So, but Bradley Beal declined his player option of like 46 mil from the Wizards. I guess I don't know. He's always stated where he was fine playing with the Wizards and it's like a second home to him and stuff. He's been there for a while. I don't know if he's going to end up leaving the Wizards because he declined it, or he declined it so that they can restructure the contract to help salary cap issues and shit like that.
Sure.
So I'm interested because Bradley Beal, when healthy, is a force in the league.
Yeah, he's
And
pretty
it's
good.
interesting where
Player.
he'd go. Then you got James Harden declined his player option. I think his was like 47 mil. I've seen articles saying that he is still open to the discussion of signing a new contract with Philly. But he, knowing James Harden, he might test the free agent market and see what he can get out of some idiot. Anytime I see,
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say him and Kyrie Irving both. Like, I cannot imagine. Like, obviously, the talent is worth whatever the paycheck is. Like, whatever their talent level, if they were to come to you and say, "I want whatever the number is," it's worth it 100% of the time. But the everything else, I can't imagine being an owner or a GM and saying, like, you have to pay me to play on my team at this point because I just you cry, you jump, you like I don't know. I would hate to have any one of those guys in my locker room at this point, to be honest with you.
like every time I see those type of guys do these moves, I get scared because the Knicks would be that team to just open up a black hole in their organization. Like they love opening up, fucking portals to the upside down and shit.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I hope to God they don't, but I just again I can't imagine looking at either one of those players and saying like, yeah, hey, I'll pay you. Like, no.
But
No, I don't want you. I'll pay you to stay away from my team.
continuously speaking on the Knicks, they also sent two players to forgot where they sent Noel no no his name is so weird. Noel and Alec Burks. They sent them in a trade. I forgot where, but they get in multiple draft picks for them and opening up cap space because apparently they want to go after Jalen Brunson from the Mavs, signing him somewhere close to 4-year, $100 million deal.
Why didn't they go after this Murray guy? Again, I don't know my ass from my head, but I see Knicks fans real pissed off that they got outbid despite having 11 first-round picks.
I haven't read anything yet or found anything on saying that the Knicks were in the bidding for him. I didn't know Murray was even open. I didn't know the Spurs were going to let him go. Me personally, I thought he'd stay on the Spurs organization a few more years. When I literally got home and saw my phone with all these notifications and it said Murray to Atlanta, I was just like, what? Like, where the hell this came from?
Right. That's
Like, I
interesting.
want to know if the Knicks were in that bidding war for him and what was their offer, just so I know what they were like willing to give up for him.
Right. I mean, look, the 11 first-round draft picks is obviously a too high price, no matter what. But again, from the Twitterverse, there's a couple of unhappy. That's the only reason I found out about it, as like the most casual Knicks fan ever. Is the Twitterverse letting me know how angry they were that some seemingly the Knicks were outbid and had all the fucking ammunition in the world to win this thing. So is it the price became too high? I don't know. Did they not even know that there was a bid going on and therefore weren't in it? I don't know. I was just wondering if you had any insight.
I mean, what what are you bugging at the wall for? She's bugging out. I don't know. Some of the things I've seen, I don't know if they were just rumors or someone are just making little memes or whatever.
Sure.
But I mean, they could have been asking a fucking ransom too. Like they could have been asking in the realm of like, okay, I want Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett plus 2 first-round picks. Like that'd be some. I don't know. They could have just wanted something crazy.
Right.
The Knicks, to me, and I stand by this. I said what I said. I stand by R.J. Barrett, and people are like, "Oh, he's not that good. He's just like a role player." Give him some time. He every year so far in the 3 years he's been in the league, he's done nothing but progress in points, rebounds, assists, defensively, everything.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
I
sleep
don't
on
want
role
to give
players,
up.
man.
I
Teams
don't want to
need
give
role
up
players.
Barrett.
Yeah, teams need role players. We are too spoiled in this age of fucking superstars taking over and shit. But I mean, look at it this way. How many rings did LeBron win originally in Cleveland? There was LeBron, and he dragged them to the finals through his own fucking will and determination, but then didn't win shit with them because he had no role players. There was nobody to do anything. Role players are important, man. Don't even if he is just a role player, don't sleep on role players. They're important.
I mean, look at Kyrie. Kyrie, nice segue into it, is now, apparently making meetings with LeBron, and hopefully apparently the Lakers is the front runner to get him in his signing trade.
What? No.
Yeah.
Your kid, that's a joke.
No, yeah.
After all the bullshit Kyrie said, and now he's come that's that Thanos meme.
He literally came crawling. He realized, and he even said it in one of those. How they do the most of the guys like LeBron. He has like that show, The Shop, and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah.
On one of the shows, not specifically that one, but on one of the shows, Kyrie was saying how if he had, the maturity level he has now, which I don't see it, that if he had the maturity level he has now back then, they would have went on to win multiple chips. And I was like, I still don't see the maturity level now.
Yeah, you would have been saying this. Shut up.
But you're not wrong if you would have just stopped being a little bitch and teamed up with LeBron the way he was supposed to. Y'all would have went on and won multiple.
Facts. I don't disagree.
And now you're gonna go back to the lake. Let me. What I'm guessing is, which is why another great segue into it. Russell Westbrook opted back into his contract with the Lakers for $47 million, because I think that's Russell Westbrook's way of saying, I'm holding down this, starting point guard spot so that they don't go for Kyrie, or they told Westbrook, sign in, and then we just 1-for-1 you guys on some type of deal with a couple picks here and there, whatever they got to do to make it work.
Speaking of Westbrook, you see that Skip Bayless beef?
No.
So apparently so the Lakers drafted a kid who shot like 30% from the field or some shit. I don't know enough to know, but he put out a fucking tweet saying, oh, good, the fucking Lakers drafted so-and-so, who, and then proceeded to spit out whatever bullshit bad stat this kid is accused of in college. I think it was like something like 33% from the field or something like that, right? And he goes, he'll fit right in with LeBron and Westbrook. And Westbrook fired back and said, bro, you run your mouth too much on social media. Anytime, any place, you can come run these hands. And so Bayless was like, I would love to, like, tweeted back at him, I would love to talk to you anytime on my TV show or my podcast. You're more than welcome. Come defend yourself, Westbrook, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, Skip, you crazy. You're crazy. You could say what you want about Westbrook's play on the court. It hasn't been great with the Lakers, all of these stuff, fine. I have a feeling you get the shit kicked out of you, though. Like, he ain't gonna say shit to you. He's gonna walk on that set and beat you on live national fucking television. Like, it's a pay-per-view fight that you didn't realize you signed up for, Chief.
He got to test the limits. You got to test. I mean, come on. Like, Westbrook took it to, like, I mean, granted, that's funny. Westbrook, that's funny. It's funny. So if you're going to take it that way, I mean.
But I will say, basketball players are prima donnas, bro.
They are.
Like, I completely understand.
Westbrook's one of the worst ones.
Yeah, and I understand. You can't be throwing, like, Well, I'm on the side of the players 10 times out of 10 when people say out of pocket shit like about their families and stuff or throw water bottles on the court. I'm in the player side 100% of the time. But you can't play the way you did and then expect no scrutiny from anybody everywhere. Like, you're telling me your entire basketball life, no one's called you Westbrook? A lot of people missed out on a lot of
I
chances.
promise you, in high school, when you was throwing up the same bricks in high school, motherfuckers was calling you that.
And that's part of the gig, though. That's part of the thing.
I
Like,
mean,
come
don't
on.
shoot so bad, and they won't call you that. Like, have you seen some of these shit? Like, come on.
The difference between West Swish and West Brick is all in your hands, man. It's all on you.
If you look at him, the way he shoots the ball too, he just seems so stiff. No, like so rushed.
I can't comment on that. I don't know dick. I'll shoot like I'm Granny Smith in it. Like, the
Oh
fucking
man, he said, I'm sorry, under free throw.
exactly. So I can't comment on like shooting forms because I don't know my ass from my head, man. I'm a fat guy sitting here shirtless on a podcast. I can't comment on that shit. But I will say that I think it's fucking wild that these guys take that shit so deeply to heart. But Skip Bayless does say some fucking out of pocket shit all the time.
Now, going on to UFC, we were talking about that before we jumped on live. We got Adesanya this fight this Saturday.
So I heard. Our boy Colbs is going over a buddy's house to watch the fights, apparently.
Now, I didn't look into it too much. I don't really know who he's fighting. I mean, but like, I'm not really gonna put my money against Adesanya. I think he's gonna end up, and I won't watch it. I'll be honest with all you guys. I won't watch it. I never do. I'm not paying 50, 60, 70 bucks to watch a 10-second fight.
If I want to waste money on 10 seconds, I'd buy a bad porno, okay?
I don't even need the porno.
I got the 10 seconds by myself, baby girl. I'll just keep the 60 bucks.
I got the house to myself. I'm walking around naked. I don't even got bottoms under this. I got a t-shirt on because I didn't want to be butt-ass naked in my house right now on live.
Yeah, that's why this is a bizarre episode. Hector came ready to go and like all professional and shirted and stuff. Then here I am, the fat sack of shit that I am. So here we go. But yeah, I heard there's a couple of good fights. I'm with you. I'm not gonna watch. I know more about cricket than I do the UFC right now, so I can't really comment on much.
For real. So then the last thing we got really is baseball.
Which I'm so happy to bring up because I don't know if you got it since you're recording from your phone, but there are some news updates here recently.
Well, I do got some updates on the thing. I haven't looked them at them yet. But it's good too because MLB is going into the All-Star break.
Yep.
Usually right around the 4th of July-ish weeks, right in July. And the Yankees have been playing fantastic. They squeezed out what should have been somewhat of a sweep for the Astros, but squeezed out 2 out of the 4.
So did you see my Facebook update from Breaking Down the Tape? Bro, and I got to say here, how sad are you as a baseball team? I remember I got the updates on my phone. The Yankees have gone 17 hitless innings, 18 hitless innings, 19 hitless innings. The Yankees went 19 hitless innings and still won 2 out of 3. Houston, you have a problem. Shut it the fuck down. Fuck the Astros.
The fact that you should have swept us, but we got 2 walk-off wins. In between that, hit us, but then still lose one of the games.
2 full baseball games worth and some of hitless innings, and you still lost 3-2. Damn. Sucks to suck.
We are going back to Houston. We got a 1-game series, I think, with them tomorrow.
Okay.
Which is Thursday. And then we go and have a series, I think, in Cleveland. And then we finish. I know there is going to be a doubleheader late in July, I think the 21st, that they got to go back to Houston to finish up. It's the way the scheduling is. and how they mashed all these games up. That's why they're
Yeah.
doing like a one-off in Houston before they dip out and then come back to play. It's weird. But we do have 3 games in Houston with Houston left in the season against them. So if we can take 2 out of 3 from that, you know, they're the only team in the AL to really put us in any weird shape. They're the only team that actually can beat us.
Are they like 7 games behind or something like that?
They're 8 right now, which the games behind and stuff, that's not a real problem. I don't really care about that. I don't really care if we win the best record or not. Like, that doesn't matter to me because regardless of the fact we're the 2 best teams in the AL, so we won't see each other until the ALCS regardless.
Yeah. Yep.
So it don't matter until we're both in that spot again, meeting each other to see who goes.
I hope they outlaw trash cans that series. Should be no trash cans and either just throw your shit on the ground like a man. Like, fuck that. No trash cans.
But it has been good. They're 55 and 20. Actually, they won today 56 and 20. And that's, you know, Judge hit another home run today. So he's 29 home runs, 57 RBIs. He dipped his batting average because he had a couple slumps during the Houston game, but he's still batting above 290.
Yeah.
He's on pace for 61 home runs, I think, right now.
That's your AL MVP right there. Put it in the books. Bet your money on that, baby.
It's getting
money is going on Detroit and Aaron Judge as AL MVP. You parlay that shit, bank, baby, bank. I'm telling you, not betting advice.
Well, it's
disclaimer.
Well, it's good on Aaron Judge if he wins MVP because he got an incentive on his arbitration. So the Yankees and Judge agreed on their arbitration. Instead of going into the hearing, they agreed on $19 million for the year, with $250,000 if he wins the MVP, and another $250,000 if he wins the World Series MVP. So it's in benefit for him if he wins.
Oh yeah, for sure. And although the Yankees undoubtedly lost this contract negotiation, I mean, if they could have just signed him for whatever his number was before, it would have been a lot cheaper than what it's going to be at the end of the season. But let this be a lesson to all of you young bucks, whether it's baseball, football, soccer, real life, it doesn't fucking matter. Bet on you. It doesn't matter what the stakes are. Go bet on yourself. My boy Aaron Judge, they offered him like a big contract, a decent year.
They gave him originally a 7-year, $213.5 million deal, which equivalates to
money.
Because he wanted $21 million a year for his arbitration, which that contract technically equals out to almost $22 million a year.
Yeah.
So they met in the middle for arbitration at 19 mil, but now he's going to be looking for somewhere up to not 21 or 22 mil. He's going to be looking for 30 to 35 mil.
Yeah. And let that be a fucking lesson, man. When the chips are down, and even if you think there's a good offer there, but you think you're worth more, put everything on the table, because that's exactly what Judge did. And that's a lot of what, you can see 10 times out of 10 these players when, oh, that's a good contract, and they're like, nah, I want more because I believe I'm worth more, and then they go out there and just ball the fuck out. Go bet on yourself. Go bet on yourself every day.
Did you see the brawl that happened?
Oh, what was that? The Braves and Dodgers ?
No, it wasn't the Dodgers. It was and I don't think it was the Braves either. I think it was the Marlins.
I saw the fight, but I don't recall the teams.
I want to say it was the Marlins and the Reds. I don't even recall the team right now because I'm out of it, but I do remember the brawl. I think they ejected a total of 8 players out of from a combined from both sides. A couple of fists were thrown. They took a photo of one of the pitchers throwing the entire bucket of sunflower seeds.
It was the Angels, because I remember Shohei Ohtani was involved trying to pull people off. It was the Angels and somebody else. Yeah.
Yes.
After the fight, or before the fight, he came took like a whole fucking tray and was like, fuck
Well, one of the pitchers broke his elbow.
Trying to hop over the dugout fence. I saw that. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like
This was the most
this
about it
this is
baseball fight I've ever seen.
this
Like
this
everyone
is
was
this
here
is
for the
where I
shit.
give baseball more credit than basketball. Because basketball, you would think these guys are gonna throw fists and bows, but all you see is a bunch of shoving around. Like baseball, you'll see some bangers.
There, you know what? I have to say, baseball goes one way or the other with a bunch of fucking, chest puffed out, pushing and shoving, and nobody's about it, or it gets real fast. There's only one of two ways baseball fights go. Absolutely nothing, or this is gang violence. there is
Like
there is
I like when
no
I see that
fucking middle
picture.
ground.
I like it when I see that picture. I think his name is Garrett on the mound. Big old like 6'7". I want to say he's a lefty that throws heat. Yo, he's hands all day, all
Mm-hmm.
day. You want to charge hands?
Mm-hmm. There are some pitchers like CC Sabathia was like that. CC Sabathia was down with the shits, and you better bring your bat because he's. I remember what was it like his last game, and all he had to do was throw like two more pitches or make like one more out, and he would have gotten like damn near $1 million bonus. And something happened in that game, and he just immediately plunked the next guy because
Got
fuck you.
tossed
That's
from the
why.
game.
CC's with the shits, man, and the Yankees still wound up paying him his bonus.
See, I don't. I try to think back, and I wish I had like I should YouTube a bunch of the film from the games and try to see at what point in time did we get so soft from you being able to if you gloat too much on a home run trot, the next dude's getting fucking beamed.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because it all comes back to the unwritten rules. Because in a couple of years ago, 10, 15 years ago, baseball wasn't fun. Nobody was pimping home runs, right? Like they were hitting moonshots and then they were just trotting around the bases. It wasn't fun. People were striking guys out 10, 12, 13 times a game, but had no emotion. And now that there are children playing the game, kid who love to have fun, now all the old heads, everybody's mad. Everybody's like, "Oh, you can't have fun. You can't show emotion." And now it becomes a fucking thing.
Oh,
Honestly,
so
I think these fights are good for baseball. I think this shit is good for baseball. It makes good television. And right now, baseball needs good television.
so it's all about passion.
It's all about passion, baby. Kyrie could never make it in the MLB. Ain't got no passion.
I had to throw that one in there.
But speaking of controversial MLB, one of those notifications on your phone is that Rob Manfred said that robo umps likely will debut in 2024. Ooh. And he wants to expand baseball to 32 teams. But that's not a surprise here. But the important part is the MLB is realizing how bad, specifically Angel Hernandez, but a lot of these fucking umpires are.
Yeah, well,
how do you feel about robo umps, my dog?
I want to see what this actually is going to entail. Like, is it actually going to be like a robot ump sitting back there calling strikes? I don't want to see all that. For that, just
This
have
not gonna be like a physical, like iRobot.
for that, just have like the fucking. For what they're probably going to have is the They're going to end up probably making the
Sorry,
plate.
the thought of like a Will Smith iRobot ump in the background is just, it's killing me. I'm dying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So what they're probably gonna do is put something in the plate, so know the dimensions of the plate,
sure.
and then what they're gonna do with the baseball is put a chip in it or something, and as it crosses over, it can probably tell. Okay, so from here to here.
They're going to do the same thing, kind of, I think, that they do now. You know how on, you watch baseball on ESPN or whatever, after every pitch, they have the little fucking arc and the bullshit. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be like a standardized same fucking thing that's going to, if it hits the goddamn line, it's a strike. I am interested to see how they implement it on the field. Like, is there going to be like a lighting system behind the plate? Like red is strikes, green is balls. Like how is that going to work? You know what I mean? Like, how are they going to convey that to the batter. Like, so that I'm interested in, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to die there. But the thought of like a physical robot behind the plate, like Bender from Futurama, crying, bro. I just couldn't handle it. Just sitting there with a fucking cigar in his mouth, and he fucking calls a strike on a ball
With a
that's like
beer, it's great.
30, right, it's 30 feet outside. He's fucking ringing somebody up. Someone argues, and he goes, "Bite my shiny metal ass." I'd fucking cry. And I had to almost stop the show. I was not doing okay with that thought in my head.
Fucking Futurama, that was a good one.
But yeah, no, I'm surprised though. Rob Manfred is like the biggest megalomaniac on planet Earth, second maybe to Roger Goodell. So the fact that he could admit that his fucking merry band of blue shirted thugs could be wrong is astounding.
I mean, but at least baseball they've acknowledged that for years and have been talking about it for years and have showed progression in years to actually get this far where we're at. Because for years we've been saying, umps are going to be fading out. In the future, we're going to have robots and the technology to be digital, blah, 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 blah. And we've seen that progression because when I was small, my dad used to always say that shit. Umps are going to fade away eventually. They bad calls all the time. Human error. Eventually, with the technology and the way the future is going, they're going to have robots back there. We've heard it when we were smaller.
True. I don't know. To me, it's jarring to know that, like, he's like admitting it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for it. Like, obviously, like your first base, your second base, and your third base aren't going to be replaced by robots, right? Like that element of the game still needs to remain human. And everyone's only been talking about robo umps behind the plate. But it's just, I don't know, that when that came through, I was a little surprised that it was like said out loud by Rob Manfred.
I mean, I do agree that the ump needs to be there. Like, I don't agree to get rid of all the umps.
So what? Him just? Oh yeah, they're gonna keep the fielding umps 100% of it. I think at least they're gonna keep those umps because your first and your third base umps not only call your foul balls but look for check swings and stuff like that. Your second base ump is looking for base running. Is he in? Is he out? Did he touch the bag on a double play? Stuff like that. Those I don't think you can replace with robo umps. But definitely, specifically, not to name Angel Hernandez by name, you can replace him with a robo-ump. So,
okay. So
that's at least where I think they're going. I don't think you can replace the other three with, at least not at this time. Maybe there's technology out there. Maybe, $1 Million Man, we can build him better. Something can happen down the future. Maybe they fucking hire Bender. I don't know. But as of right now, I think there'll still be the 3 field umps. But ringing. But how are they gonna, man? There is something enjoyable about an ump ringing a guy up really passionately. So I don't know.
You know what I mean? Or like,
so maybe they'll have like a guy back there, but with an earpiece, and the guy back there doesn't make the call. He's simply there to convey the message.
I mean, that could happen because my God.
That could be my job.
They're not going to be any more, managers getting arguments, getting tossed out the game.
Bro, I hope that if they hire for useless umps to just sit behind the plate and listen to a strike or a ball call and then ring people up, that's my job. I'm gonna make it wild. I'm gonna make it so that everyone argues with me.
I'll be the human Bender.
What?
I'll be the human Bender.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm gonna be like doing dances back there, bro. I'll be going nuts.
TikTok videos.
Be shooting TikToks, be like, hey, look at this fucking chump. He swung on a slider in the dirt. You're out, bitch. Fucking people will hate me. Joe Girardi's gonna have a fucking stroke fighting with me. It's gonna be great. Great, I tell you. I don't know. He doesn't even have a job right now. My bad. Anywho. But yeah, I just saw that notification. I thought that was interesting. I also have a question for you. As a Yankees fan, I put up a tweet under Breaking Down the Tape the other day that said, can we please have a Subway Series World Series, please? And a certain drunken monkey friend of ours said that I was rooting for the Mets for that take. Said that as a Yankees fan, I shouldn't like the Mets. And I was like, I'm confused. I don't see anywhere where I said I like the Mets. And so he screenshotted my very tweet and sent it back to me as if I don't know. I wrote the fucking tweet.
I see where he's getting at.
What? What?
So what he is saying is that you're rooting for the Mets in the sense that obviously the Yankees probably have the best chance of going to the World Series right now in the AL.
Sure.
So you're rooting for the Mets to get to the World Series.
Well, somebody from the NL's got to make it. I'd rather beat up on my little brother than anybody else.
I don't give a fuck who we beat up on.
Somebody has to make it from the NL.
I do want to see another Subway Series in my lifetime, though. I do. I do want to see another Subway Series, World Series in my lifetime.
The way I look at it is if I had to choose a team from the NL, because that's how baseball works, a team from the AL and a team from the NL make the World Series and they play. That's how these things work. So if I had to choose...
Oh, that's how it works? I thought the Jets and the Patriots was the Super Bowl.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Look, they could realign tomorrow. I don't know. But as of right now, so we got to play somebody in the World Series, and I would prefer it to be the Mets because Mets fans think that they're somebody. Mets fans and the Mets as an organization think that they're like a varsity baseball team when they're still like a youth league, and we need to let them know. So I want to see a Subway Series where we take them in 4, we win it in, I almost called it Shea Stadium because I'm old, and we win it in Citi Field. And I want them to know that while you made the World Series and Mets fans can brag about that, we still put you down like the little brother you are. Like, and that's a lie. To tell you the truth, I want them to win game 1. It's like when you're playing like Tekken or Madden against your younger brother, and in Madden, he scores that first touchdown. He's like, oh, see, I got you. I want you to win game 1 so that I can grab the controller and I can lean forward, say, okay, I got you, bitch, and then fucking run the table on you. So I hope the Yankees win in 5 against the Mets and they lose game 1 and then win 4 games straight. That's how I hope it goes down.
I mean, you said what you said.
Like the Mets.
I do want to see another Subway Series, though. Like 2000 was great. I thought it was fucking so cool, But I mean, obviously we're young,
right? But I don't think that means I like the Mets. I just think that I have a vendetta against Mets fans. That's all.
I love beating up on the Mets.
So why wouldn't you want to do it on the World
Subway Series? I love it. I love shitting on the Mets.
Then why wouldn't you want to do it in the World Series?
I mean, I get where you're coming from.
I want to see a Mets fan's eyes when they have the best record in the NL, the second best record in baseball, only to the Yankees. And I want to see it in their eyes when they lose the World Series that they still aren't the Kings of New York. That's why. It's a pretty simple reason. That's all. I'm a simple man with simple hatred.
I will at this point I just want to get to the World Series. So once we take out Houston and all the AL trash, then I'll be excited about who, because at that point, I don't give a damn who we're facing, because I know we're going to steamroll anyone.
This is a strange episode. Hector is far more mild than me. He is far more reasonable. This is just a bizarro world. You watched Stranger Things and brought us to the Upside Down. That's where we are right now. I feel like we are in a bizarro timeline. What else?
Alcohol in my system.
Yeah, that's exactly it. A sober Hector is a calm Hector, and we don't like that here. Anyway, what else do we have?
I mean, I think that's pretty much all it. I said what I said.
And we're back. And I suck, which you probably know this by now if you've listened to this podcast for more than 2 days. In I told Hector that we would bring up certain things. And then I didn't, and just went on to do whatever I wanted because I'm a fucking asshole. So let's talk about a few things, guys. Let's sit down and have a little fireside chat. Let's bring up our sponsors, Flask Cap, because the next time you hear this episode, we will be telling you the details of a giveaway. Because we're starting our giveaway next month, which is next episode, in the month of July, and we will be doing the giveaway itself. The first live that we do during the season. So shout out Flask Cap, #NoLastCall. If you don't know what Flask Cap is, they are a fantabular, I make up words, company who makes these beauties here. We have the Matic 6 to give away. Goes on tumblers, holds 6 ounces of alcohol. You just hit the little fun button, doop, 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 and add some more alcohol to your drink. We're also giving away our engraved tumbler, the Volst 22. There you go, breaking down the tape, Flask Cap, collab, baby. And some breaking down the tape merch to go along with all of that. So
you?
definitely want to check out the giveaway. We'll be posting the details on social medias once July rolls around, and you'll hear the details next episode here. One of the other things we wanted to talk about is you might know and love breaking down the tape as a bunch of drunk guys just talking about sports, bringing on some friends and interviews every now and then. But we have become so much more than that because there are other drunk and surprisingly sober assholes who decide to associate with us. And we've become kind of a media company. So not only do we have this that you're listening to breaking down the tape, but we also have a conglomerate of other shows and some other things coming. Those being, we have Noble Sports run by our boy Braden. He talks a lot about women's sports in Seattle. As not women's sports in Seattle, but women's sports as a whole, and then like Seattle football because he's a Seattle Seahawks
Got the
fan.
shifty hippo.
The shifty hippo, who's going to be on his third
Nothing is
episode later this
shiftier.
week. Nobody is shiftier. Yeah. We not stole, but rent him part-time from Jacked and Canned. And he talks about like general sports. He's a big Seahawks fan as well, big LeBron fan. So you can go argue with him as to who's the GOAT, LeBron or Mike. He'll love that. And a big UFC guy as well. And I use big super ironically because I love Kobe. And we also have Chaz, who just started our Raw Dynamite Smack show. So if you're into like AEW,
Name still
Raw,
in progress.
SmackDown, what's up? What'd you say?
I said name still in progress.
Yeah, he runs a live show. Not only on his YouTube channel, it's just Chaz, but ours, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. So definitely check him out weekly. He talks about professional wrestling and stuff. He
And then we
knows
still got
surprisingly.
Jimmy Pibbs.
And then we got Jimmy Pibbs, who ran pound for pound last year, which was a Browns live show, a Cleveland Browns live show.
But
And
because
this year,
Deshaun Watson has terrorized him.
yeah, Deshaun Watson made him flee, not from the fan base, but just from running a show. So this year he's going to be running a like game of the week show for college football because there are a few people who know more about college football than James. And if you haven't watched our recent 2022 NFL Draft Live, James is on there talking about guys your mother's never heard of. So he's the dude for college football, and he's going to be running a show for that. Whether he keeps the name pound for pound or not is going to be indicative on him, but we're hoping he does because I think it's a fucking fantastic name.
For real.
So yeah, that's what we got. That's the lineup, baby. You can find them all by searching Breaking Down the Tape. Colbs and Chaz will be under that. Noble Sports is under his own, and then James, whatever he does, will be under us as well. So, fucking follow the gang, baby. Listen to the gang. We got content fucking multiple times a week. We're gonna be doing some writing when the season comes up. We're multimedia, baby. So check us out. And now we'll talk some football.
Hell yeah. I mean, since we already brought up the Deshaun Watson.
Whoa. Yeah, so the situation on Deshaun Watson himself hasn't changed, although I did hear that he met with the NFL, and the NFL will seek a, and I quote, indefinite suspension to last no less than 1 year.
So he's for all in all, he's getting a year suspension. Baker doesn't seem like he wants to play for the Browns. He still thinks he wants, like, he's going to get this trade. Does he sit and pay them back the 19 mil, or does he play and get paid 19 mil?
So, I mean, the whole situation is just fucking, so like you said, he put out a quote or an interview or whatever it was saying that he feels like they, if he wants to return to play for the Browns, they have to reach out first. And even still, he feels like they both have moved on. And then congruently, trade talks with the Seahawks reportedly have spiked as of late. As far as his 19 mil, I find it very, very hard for the Browns to come after him one way or the other. Whether he rides the pine as a Cleveland Brown, I find it very, very hard for the Browns to right now be like, oh, well, you're not showing up, so we're going to fine you. That's not like you're in a real bad look right now. I would not add on to it.
I mean, no, but they're not in the wrong to fine them.
I mean, yeah, by the strictest sense of the definition, they're not. I mean, we're paying you money to come do a job. You're not doing that job. Give us our money back. You're not wrong, but especially the way they've handled this whole, hey, like, you're our guy. Don't worry. We're not going to move on. Oh, we're just doing our due diligence. Don't stress. We're not going to move on. You're the dude. You're our guy. We lied. We're trading for a guy that has multiple sexual assault cases. And oh my God, our trade
It's not
partners
okay.
knew,
So
and we probably knew.
aside
And
from the sexual assault shit, the Browns are not at fault for going for the better QB. I'll put that
no,
out there.
I don't disagree with that.
I
I
100% they had to make a choice, and they were like,
listen,
"Oh shit," they will accept this for him. If I was the Browns, I would have done it too. You are you are an asset until you're not. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if
okay,
you're
yeah,
a great product and great, you're here. But if I find someone that does everything you do and everything you don't do better than you, I'm replacing you.
yeah, for sure. And it's a business, and I don't disagree with you. But for them to be like, nah, you're our guy. Don't stress. You're here until the end, and then, haha, just kidding, bitch. I think is dirty. I think it should have been, hey, look, we have a line on Deshaun Watson, and we're not gonna lie,
See,
we
but
think he's
what
better.
See, where I think went wrong is that Baker seen before the Browns were able to do that, Baker already opened his mouth and requested a trade. Instead of
Fair.
waiting for the team to come up to him and be like, "Hey, we're going to pursue him. Let's talk about what the next steps are." He automatically jumped the gun, probably didn't get them the chance to try to reach out to him, and went straight to the Twitter fingers. And oh, I want to request a trade.
No,
So
and look,
he forced the hand of the Browns.
I mean, you're not wrong because he did request a trade in the timeline that you're saying, but who knows? Did he have the information ahead of time that they were looking for a trade, and therefore he was like, "All right, fuck you." Then you could argue that he acted too emotionally. I'm not going to disagree with that or disregard that, but I have to say, if we're going to point a finger at who handled this worst, I
The
definitely think
Texans.
it's Cleveland.
The Texans.
Okay, fair enough. Fair. The Texans
The
definitely fucked this up.
Now, to me, Baker, it's harder for me to see Baker sit down his fifth year and miss a year of football when he can go out there and play 5, 6 weeks, and the team's going to need a quarterback at some point.
I don't think Baker's good enough to sit for a year. Like Deshaun Watson didn't play football for a year and still had teams clamoring after him. And I'm not, like you said, we're not talking about the sexual assault bullshit, just pure football talent. Deshaun Watson could afford to sit a year and still convince teams that he was good. I don't think Baker has the same luxury, especially not with next year's quarterback draft class. I don't think he has the same luxury. But here's my hot take. I think he does get traded to the Seahawks before the season, and I think it's for a sixth rounder. That's the number 6, the number between 5 and 7 for y'all who are hard of listening. I think the Browns have zero leverage whatsoever, and they should be thanking their lucky stars that they'll get anything because they have zero leverage.
Honestly, it benefits Baker if they get him for so low. Because if he goes out, has a killer year, his stock goes up. Like right now, the Seahawks are only projected to win, 5, 6 games? Baker goes out and wins
9,
8,
10.
9.
Yeah. Especially in that division with the returning Super Bowl champs. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks not only traded only like a sixth, but also got like a fourth.
Does DK stay if Baker's there?
I think so. I think the whole DK drama ends instantaneously.
So I think Remy's tripping on Toad because she's been trying to eat the frogs that hop around in the backyard in the middle of the night.
Drugs are going on over there apparently. In a surprising twist, Hector's the only sober one out of literally any creature in a 100-mile radius.
I mean, not 100% sober.
Well, soberer than licking a toad.
Yeah, seriously.
But no, I definitely think that shit like instantaneously gets put down because Baker is your poor man's Russell Wilson. I mean, right now he is. I'm not saying he's as good. I'm saying the skill set is similar. He's your poor man's Russell Wilson. He's better than Drew Lock. He's better than Geno Smith. He's better than Colin Kaepernick. So why the fuck not?
I mean, he needs to restart. The Seahawks are on a rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
You already got a good receiver, so he got that to work with. The defense isn't what it used to be, but Seahawks are known to have relatively good defenses, and I don't know if the Seahawks offensive line is what it used to be, but I think Russell Wilson took a lot of sacks last year.
He did. That's why they went out and drafted like 2 tackles and shit.
So I mean, I want to see Baker out of Cleveland, honestly.
I think the world does. I don't think there's a singular non-Baker sympathizer on the face of the planet. This dude was unilaterally the victim across all fucking mentalities. But what I will say, you want to know who else is the like forgotten victim on the Browns? Amari Cooper. Let's not forget, Amari Cooper is a Cleveland Brown sitting there sick as shit saying, okay, I can play with Baker. Yeah, I'm getting Deshaun. Fuck, I've got Jacoby Brissett. Amari Cooper is sick right now. My man's is he's about to pull that AB treatment. He's about to go out and do some like fucking CTE wild ass shit to get himself cut from the team.
I could see why Josh Gordon was smoking so much marijuana.
Amen.
He's shuffling through QBs and like it was fucking playing spades.
I'm telling you, playing in Cleveland will do that shit to you. You're lucky it was only weed. Like, holy shit, man.
At least you're not punching bitches in the elevator.
Oh, holy shit. Cleveland fans are, man, oh, man. It's a rough world for them right now. Rough, and I feel like that's all we've talked about the last couple of weeks, but that situation just keeps getting worse and worse by the day.
So awful. I saw another thing pop up. Going over to the Jets real quick, I saw talks that Mims might actually make the 53-man roster.
I've been seeing more than talks. I've been seeing Mims continues to show out. Like Mims is putting himself on the radar of like, hey, you're not just making the 53-man roster, but like you're contributing to a football team. Like, now, how true is that? Who knows? Is it because like, there's so much pressure off of him with Braxton, with Moore, with Davis, with now Garrett Wilson, like CJ Uzama, Tyler Conklin, that Ruckert guy, like it is now so much pressure off of him that he's like pulled his head from his ass. Did he fucking go see fucking Jesus on a mountaintop in the middle of fucking Siberia over this past offseason? I don't know, but he's been impressing from what I understand.
And I keep saying this. The monkey thinks I'm fucking crazy for saying this, but Breece Hall, I'm sorry. If motherfuckers are not gonna draft Breece Hall in fantasy football, you should.
But what about his ADP?
People are saying, oh, because he plays for the Jets. I'm telling you, Breece Hall, there's been so much hype around this man's name coming out of fucking OTAs and everything. This man's going to put a staple point on the run game in this Jets offense.
So I agree with you, but I disagree with you. I think you should draft Breece Hall late. I don't think he's going to be as dominant, and not because of his skill level or the way the Jets play. I think he's going to share more touches than people think with Michael Carter. I just can't, and maybe it's because I'm too emotional, I'll admit that, but I can't get behind this theory that Jets fans have, or this hysteria that Jets fans have for Breece Hall. And again, not talent-based, because the kid's fucking awesome, but Michael Carter just fucking put up an amazing season given what he had. And now what? We're just gonna throw him away like a used toy for Brees Hall?
No,
I
you
think the
never.
Jets are
So
gonna.
you know what is good, especially when you have a 1-2 punch like that
Mhm.
in fantasy. That's when you can handcuff your backs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's a good handcuff back. I don't think he's going to be like a good number one starter week in, week out, but I think he's going to be like Kareem Hunt or Nick Chubb goes down. Okay, this is my back is going to, win me a week or two. He might even win you your championship because late in the season, depending on where the Jets are, put the ball on the ground more. But again, I wouldn't say like early rounds, but if you can get him late, maybe waiver wires, if your league isn't smart enough, I don't think it's a bad player to have on your team at all. At all. I mean, I shit the bed last year. I had Braxton Berrios and Monroe St. Brown in my championship game. I'm like, and I was a fucking coward and left them on my bench, and I would have won had I put them. So
Well,
don't
shoulda, coulda,
fucking
woulda.
sleep. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I would have at least won one championship. So
And there's a lot of other talk saying that the combination of DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner is going to be phenomenal. They're saying Sauce Gardner has been exceeding every expectation that they have for him so far.
is that
And
what we're doing, Jets hype train? Because I'm here for it if you want me to go off.
oh, go
I'm
for it.
Jets. I'm Jets. No, I'll let you finish your statement before I do. But I'm just asking you if we're Jets hype training for the rest of the episode. That's all we're talking about. Just letting you know. So please continue. Brees Hall and DJ Reed. I won't. Or Brees Hall. Jesus Christ, what a fucking putz.
Yeah, and DJ Reed has been. I've been looking up some of his, stats and stuff like that. Apparently, I think, was the only back that played that didn't let up a touchdown as the thrown to corner,
Sure. I didn't realize that.
something
See,
like that.
I've been doing the best that I can to not do any of that, to stay away from Jets Twitter, to stay away from anything Jets related, because I'm conducting this train, my friend. I'm here. This is the year of the Jets, baby. We're in the Super Bowl 17-0. Like I'm already on, like I'm there. I'm there like I am every fucking preseason, every fucking time. I think the Jets had an A plus 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 draft. I think that an A fucking phenomenally plus fucking free agency. I think each of the Jets receivers are each getting 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns apiece. I think each Jets running back is going for 1,500 yards and fucking 20 touchdowns apiece. Zach Wilson is your fucking comeback player of the year, your fucking MVP and Super Bowl MVP. Fucking, Robert Salah is your coach of the year. And second Super Bowl MVP, if that's a fucking thing. Like this is a bad fucking rabbit hole for me, man, because I'm on the drugs. I'm licking the toads, baby. Like the Jets are going all the way, man. This is a bad time of year because people are gonna bring up the receipts and be like, "Oh, you said the Jets." Yes, because I'm on the Jets drugs that they give me. They send toads to my house and I willingly pick them up and lick them from stem to fucking stern to get on these fucking Jets enabled drugs that I do every fucking off season. But I can't, even though I know that they're going best 8-9. I know in my heart of hearts that that's going to be true, and I can't stop myself.
But even
Here
8
we
and
are.
9
Thank
is
you!
a
Hop on,
plus from
motherfucker.
last year.
Oh my God, I just can't help myself. I can't. Zach Wilson, thick boy, thick. Have you seen that man? My man's been in the weight room. My man is thick. The Mormon monster.
So you're drafting Zach Wilson, what, 1-1?
1-1, baby. 1-1. And then I'm drafting Denzel Mims 232. And then I'm drafting Brees Hall 3-1. I'm sorry, Michael Carter. And then I'm drafting Brees Hall. What's that? 432. And I'm going wild, baby. Wow. I can't even help myself. I can't even help myself this year.
Wait, you got to make sure you fit in Braden Mann.
Braden Mann? What? Punter of the year? Special teamer of the year? My boy should be offensive player of the year, baby. Like, come on. Offensive and defense. Why don't speaking of, why don't we have an S doy? We have an O boy and we have a D doy. Why don't we have an S boy? Why don't we have a fucking special teams player of the year?
I think they.
Nah, that's racist against fucking special teamers. It's racist against punters if you really want to boil it down. If I'm gonna like Olympically stretch here, racist against punters. Punters should be like your 1-1, to be honest with you.
Well, then you would have to give something for the field goal kickers.
Fuck the field goal kickers. They're not even real football players.
But punters are?
Yeah. All right. So maybe a couple of kickers, right? Like you have fucking McMahon or whatever, McPherson. McPherson was a fucking, like, nobody is ballsier than that kid. You go out and win the AFC Championship game after coming back. You hit the game-winning field goal. You go to the Super Bowl, and then what do? You go sit with your team at halftime? No. You go out and watch Trey Day, baby, because you're fucking Shooter McPherson. So maybe could be the only one to supplant Braden Mann as special teamer of the year. But I'm officially lobbying for special teams player of the year awards for the NFL.
Okay, so I want water boy of the year.
It's whoever's on the Jets is going to win that too. They're winning everything. Quinnen or Quincy Williams. So here's how it's going to go. So we've got Zach Wilson as offensive player of the year. We're going to have Garrett Wilson as offensive rookie of the year. We're going to have Sauce Gardner as defensive rookie of the year. We're going to have Quinnen Williams as defensive player of the year with Quincy as your number 2, right? We're going to have Robert Salah as your coach of the year. You're going to have Zach Wilson as your MVP and Super Bowl MVP because, 17-0, baby. We're doing it. And we're going to go all the way. What's that, like fucking 20-0 when it's all said and done? So that's what it's going to be this year. So there you go. There's your award.
If I get this right, the Yankees are going to win the World Series in October.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets will be winning the Super Bowl in February.
Mm-hmm.
That would put the Rangers and the Rangers
win next June
to June, and that would put the Knicks to be winning in 6 in May.
So basically, 2022 to 2023 season, breaking down the tape, will be drunk and partying from championships. Going to be the first team in Major League Sports to have all 4 major championships brought home.
And you're going to see the after party photos, and somewhere way, way, way in the back, you're going to have to play Where's Waldo, but you're going to be playing Where's Zach and Hector. You're going to see us
wilding
with the Stanley Cup Finals, with every chip, with every trophy.
And it's just gonna get crazier and crazier. Like the first one's we're gonna be like in the background partying, and then the next one we're gonna be closer partying, and then the next one we're gonna be closer partying, and then the final one we're gonna be like running off with the trophy. Like it's gonna be wild. We're gonna
and then the final one is like just blood and someone crying.
Oh my god, yeah. I hope I die after that because I don't want to live again.
I don't want to
live again. New York teams, if all of Notre Dame is going to win the national championship, if I hit like 5 for 5, I'm killing myself the next day. Like I know this will probably get flagged by somebody on like a suicide watch thing. I promise I'm kind of only maybe a little bit kidding, but like I don't want to live another day after that. If all of my teams win championships in the same year, that's it for me.
I lived a full life.
It's only going to get worse from there.
I think that's a contentful life. If you got to see if you got to see the royal flush, like
I'm done. Let's throw in the New York Red Bulls winning the MLS Cup just for fucking fun because that's a New York team. So fuck it. I don't even care about New York Football Club. I don't know shit about them. So let's go Red Bulls. Like if I like you said, the royal flush of championships, bro, that's it. Like we are alcohol poisoning ourselves into a grave, baby. I'm bringing everybody with me. We're culting this shit.
I mean, I got bragging rights for life.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine what the weight of my dick when I throw it on people's foreheads after that?
Bro, New Yorkers are arrogant as it is, but can you imagine? New York will become simultaneously the rulers of the earth if that ever fucking happens. We won't, the power that we would obtain, it's like Thanos finally putting that last fucking thing in there, but not fucking up and losing like a bitch. Like, it's got like New Yorkers will Thanos snap the fucking earth into a submission. It's not even funny. Like, if New Yorkers, and no, fuck you, Buffalo, if New Yorkers won like that, it'd be over. It'd be, and fuck you too, Mets and Islanders. You don't
I
count.
must say it's not as Buffalo. Like it's not as no one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. Like what?
No one cares.
Like Canadian football team. What are you
Fucking
talking
the
about?
Islanders. They're like, well, who's that?
North Jersey.
Who invited that guy?
Yeah. You compete with the fucking Jersey Devils for the King of Jersey. Great. One of you wears deodorant and the other one doesn't. That's the only one that separates you. Fuck's sake. Guys, I'm sorry. We are where we are. That's a you problem at this point.
I'm just waiting for the notification. Joe Namath is in critical condition in the hospital. Then I'm calling Zach and I'm gonna be like, Zach, we're going to the Super Bowl.
I got yelled at on TikTok for that clip that I posted of you when you were making eggs talking about that. You think that's a fucking joke? You want Joe Namath to pass away? I'm like, no, I
yes.
don't want Joe Namath to pass away unless it's true that he sold his soul. I said, it's a joke between me and my buddy. You're like, you think death is a joke? Yeah, actually.
I'm Joe Namath.
Yeah, like, chill out, Joe Namath burner account. Like, it's not that serious. Like, god damn, when did you learn to TikTok? Go back to your whiskey, dude. Shit.
I gotta hurt your feelings.
Yeah, roll up. You're not Westbrook. You won't mop me. I'll slit your throat and watch the dust pour out. Like, who do you think you're talking to? God, we're gonna get canceled over this one. This is the episode, if you've stayed this long, that has done us in. This is the one. I finally lose control of my own self, and this is what happens.
Shit, thank God I wasn't drinking.
Oh, that would be dangerous. But anyway, do we have anything else for the NFL? It is still a slow time of the season, other than the fact that we're like a month away from preseason, which is cool.
Yes, I am going to start reaching out this month for the guys in the league, for the Degenerates.
Can't wait.
We'll start bringing back the Degenerates League episodes.
Can't fucking wait, bro.
We'll put out an episode before the draft night.
Yeah.
And then obviously we'll probably go live with the draft night. Whoever wants to be involved with that or can make it. Obviously, you guys can follow in and see us all on doing the draft. And then we'll go from there after the draft.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not, and I'm sure you know this, I'm not the world's biggest like fantasy football fan. Like, it is something that's like, oh, this is amusing, but I don't really give a shit too much. I fucking love the Degenerates, man.
Dude,
I have so much fucking fun in that league. It's not even funny.
I'm hoping that when I start reaching out, everybody fucking gets back fast enough. I hate when some of the guys early on, it's hard to reach them. They don't fucking want to respond and shit, but.
Bitches and hoes, man. Bitches and hoes. I don't know.
I have replacements on speed dial.
Do you have an early line on what your team name is going to be, or is that still going to be like player based? Because I don't know if I'm going to revive Hanging with Hernandez or not. I'm going to try and find something else.
I actually thought about that too. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to still. I like to still incorporate the player's name in how bad I'm going to fucking make them. You know how I mean? Like, it'll still be fucked up, but I'm going to incorporate the player's name into it.
I think if I get Kareem Hunt, like maybe on waivers or something, it's going to be kicking it with Kareem. Or if I somehow get Kareem Hunt and maybe Nick Chubb, it'll be Chubb in my K Hunt. So it'll be Chubb in my cunt, which I think will be hysterical. So there's gonna be a couple. Who knows?
I'm hoping that my 1-1 is gonna be Sam Darnold. So
your 1-1 is gonna be beating Zach and Sam again.
Yeah, my name's not even gonna have a name. It's just gonna be a fucking trash can emoji.
Beating Smurf with Sam. Still mad about that. I'm not gonna get over that. I'm not gonna get over
Yeah, I beat you with Sam Darnold,
that. Such an ignorant set of circumstances.
and then
Because
I dropped him the next week.
even if we all played our proper players, you still would have beat me. But what an ignorant set of circumstances for you to stand on your trash talking and like 3 of my players put up a 0. Like the stars aligned for your bullshit. And I'm not going to lie, I was legit like real
I
world
dropped him
mad.
the next week. You
Real
picked up
world.
Sam Darnold, and he played like
Real world mad over that. Like, I don't know if you remember, but I was real silent with you. Like, I'd answer you in like 1-word answers. Like, I was real world mad over that. I was like, yo, I know he's standing on his shit, but if he comes near me, I'm gonna fight him. I might lose, and that's fine, but I'm gonna fucking fight him because I am so mad right now.
I want to do this year. I want to do little side bets with people just to make it more interesting.
You do what you got it. I'm staying away from that shit. You
I'm
ignorantly told me you were gonna beat me with Sam Darnold and beat me with Sam Darnold. I'm fucking fed up with it. I'm tired of this shit. Done with it.
I'm excited though. I'm excited. I
Yes.
want to know what. Like I said, once we get, and the faster I get everybody into the league,
We should
and
make them write like
everybody
player
settled.
bios and do like intro videos.
Yeah,
Steal their
the
content.
faster I can get everybody in and know what's like everybody's gonna play in that, I can set up the date for it. Right now, I have it for August 27th.
Okay.
Which is I want to believe the Saturday before the first season game.
I think so.
So that is going to be the last possible date we do it. If everybody's in and we can move the date up, fine. We start figuring out what date to fade it in for everybody so it can work. And then, but that is the last possible day.
I'm with it. I'm with it, man.
But I'm excited. I want, I'm going to rig it up. I'm trying to get somewhere in
you are going to rig it. We know you rigged it.
4 to 6. I want a 4 to 6 draft spot.
Yeah, Hector says we do this shit by drawing names out of a hat, but really what he does is he rigs it so that
I like to play the what if game. So Zach, what if you are 1-1?
What if I'm 1-1? I'm honestly, like, I know I've been fucking around, but I'm not fucking with running backs, bro. I'm really not fucking with running backs. It might be like Devontae Adams. Like, honestly, it's a pretty strong consideration. I'm just not fucking. I've been fucked in the ass for like 3 years because I've had like the 1-1, the 1-2, the 1-3. Fucked in the ass for 3 years over running backs. I might go for handcuffs in like round 4 or 5, but I'm not fucking with running backs in the first couple of rounds. So it's more than likely going to be like Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, somebody like that.
Oh yeah. Well, if I was 1-1, there's 3 players out of the top of my head that I'm going 1-1. It's Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams, or fuck, I just had him in the back of my head. Kupp.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Taylor was a consideration of mine, but bro, I'm going to jinx it. Like, if I draft Jonathan Taylor 1-1, week 1, he's going down with a fucking torn ACL or some shit. Like, guaranteed. You can put that shit in the books. If I'm dumb enough to get 1-1 and dumb enough to draft a running back, whoever it is getting hurt, and you can put money on
like
that.
That's why I'm excited, because like in Monkey's League on the sleeper app, I'm the 4th pick. I already know where I'm picking.
Oh shit! Okay, you guys have already done that.
Well, he did a draw of a hat instead of like how we do it. I just put the random.
Sure.
He did a draw of a hat and set us in. So I got the 4th pick, and I did a couple mock drafts. I like that 4th, 5th, and 6th spot to pick in.
It's not a bad spot.
Well, I always love that because you're always going to be middle of the pack. But
exactly,
the pickings get good there because at a 4 spot, I've been fucking around with obviously Kupp, Devontae Adams, and guys like Derrick Henry are taking off the board already. So I've been playing around with a couple mock drafts at 4 with different wide receivers and different running backs and seeing how shit molds. And with a 4th pick, like whoever's picking 4-4, that's where the draft starts.
Yeah, go because your first couple around, especially your early picks, those are those are solid gimme picks, save a fucking season-ending injury. Those are guys that aren't gonna fuck up your draft. You know, like you said, round 4, pick 4. Those are the guys that, okay, let's reach for a good player here that might win me my my championship. Let's fuck around with a player there, kind of situation.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for both these leagues. Oh, I want to see, like I said, I'm doing the sleeper app with Monkey. I want to see how this app works out for his season, and then eventually, if it works out great, and all the little kinks that he was saying, little side things you can kind of do while you're playing in the fantasy league. If it all works nice, thinking about converting over from the ESPN app over to the sleeper app, where we'll have season 6 of the Degenerates if it all works out right.
Shout out Sleeper and ESPN Battle Royale to the death, baby. Whoever wins gets us next season.
I was not the biggest fan of Yahoo. I'm not the hugest fan of Yahoo.
I'm not either, but I wonder if it's because of the league we played in. Like, was it because there's just shystiness going on the entire time? And
I mean, well, I played in Monkey's league in Yahoo. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. He just changed over to the sleeper app too.
Okay. I didn't realize you had other experience in Yahoo other than Hooves League.
Yeah, Monkey had someone almost halfway through the season not paying attention. Dude freaking auto drafted his team and shit. So he let me take over the team.
Gotcha,
his team was 3-5. I took him to the championship and won the title.
I remember that. I just didn't realize it was on Yahoo.
Yeah, it's on Yahoo. But then he switched it over to the sleeper app. So gotcha. I guess his is kind of he's played with the sleeper app before, but we'll see how it works, and hopefully, if it all pans out good. And apparently the updates for like the players and the information you get update way faster than Yahoo or ESPN. Okay. So like the shit that you'll be reading is actual up-to-date news.
Sure.
Is, comes in clutch when you're trying to make those last-minute adjustments and you don't know like what's going on with a player.
Right. Okay.
So,
okay.
Like I said, stuff like that, if it works out great, then it'll be great to move over there to that side of the, test out that sleeper app.
Good shit. And guys, pay attention for the Degenerates, man. It's by far our funnest time that we have. So if you ain't got nothing else, man, you know what to do.
Soak it up. Drink responsibly. Get a flask cap. Get into the sweepstakes for your free flask cap and merch. And I said what I said.